friends, welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today we're starting the 4th vlog in my October week-long reading vlog series we got going on here. Basically, each week of the month here, I'm trying to add in one of the readathons that I was interested in trying to participate in for the month of October. And so far I've done 3 other reading vlogs, each participating in a different readathon or reading adventure, and this week is no different. Also, throughout the entire month, I am trying to get some bingos on my bingo board for the Trick or Treatathon, which I am helping to do one of the team captains in there. So I'll have information for that stuff down below. And so this week we are going to be doing the fraidycat readathon, and I'm beyond excited about this one. It sounds really fun, and there's a really cute little map to go with it, so you have different paths to go down that you can get your prompts from, and for the most part there's only like 2 or 3 prompts per path, so it's not anything too much. It's running all month. Super fun concept and idea. I will have information down below, but I heard about this one through Grace with Books, and so I'm excited to be doing this one this week, and I think that I'm going to be able to get to a bunch of bingos because of the ones that I'm planning on reading and where they're at on my board. I should be able to get like probably 3 or 4 bingos this week, which is awesome because I've done so much reading and I have 1 bingo, and I'm like, I have like 15 or 16 squares like cleared off this board, and I just, how is that even a thing? So this week should really solidify some more bingos for me, and I'm really excited about that. Before we kind of jump in to the prompts for the readathon and what books I'm going to try and read this month, please get down below and subscribe, and I will also make sure to have my Goodreads and Instagram linked below so we can talk bookish on all of the platforms. If you haven't watched the other 3 vlogs in this series, they will also be linked for you guys, so you can start at the beginning and check it all out and see the adventure we've had so far this month. But let's go ahead and talk about the different prompts and what path I'm going to do for the fraidycat readathon. So I decided that the Haunted Mansion path is going to work for me, and I'm also adding in a couple other things because I feel like the Haunted Mansion path kind of goes through 3 things, but it's only like 2 according to the actual way they set it up. So I'm adding in 1 more prompt, and then there's like an extra prompt kind of down in the corner, you guys will see it, but I'm adding that one in too, so I'm making it 4 prompts for this week, and I'm hoping I can make it through all of that, because that's quite a bit, and I have a test this week, and so we'll see. It's also Saturday already because yesterday I was just at the hospital all day doing my clinics, so that day was a wash as far as reading for the most part. So we're kind of starting today, and I have like 6 days, but also studying for a test, and Tuesday I'm going to be at the hospital. So we'll see. I'm hoping though that it's going to go really well. All right, so the first prompt that I have is for Eat Your Brains, and I didn't write out exactly specifically what the prompt was, of course, but I'm pretty sure this one had to do with having the main character be in like a scientific field or something like brainy. They're like really smart or something like that. So I thought the love hypothesis would be perfect. This one's by Ali Hazelwood, and I actually read this one and one of the other books, the first chapter in my Try a Chapter video that I did, and really thought this one was so cute. So if you want to check that out, I'll make sure to link it as well. But each of the chapters, they are so adorable because they start with a little hypothesis about her love life. And so the first one says, when given a choice between A, a slightly inconveniencing situation, and B, a colossal shit show with devastating consequences, I will inevitably end up selecting B. So we're basically following Olive, and she is dating this guy for a little while, but her and her best friend like go to this party, and her best friend like hits it off really well with them. They have really good chemistry, and she's barely been seeing this guy, and so she's like, dude, you guys need to like date. but the best friend's like, no, girl code. So she's trying to convince her that she's already seen somebody else and that they should date. And so she sees her friend like coming around the corner, and she's supposed to have been on a date, and she's at the lab that they work at. And so she just grabs the first person that she sees to kiss them, to pretend like she's seeing somebody else. And of course she's a grad student, and of course she grabs one of the professors to kiss, and so it's kind of their romance. But from what I understand, he's not her professor, but he does tend to have a reputation for being kind of a grump and not the professor that people tend to like. But kind of their cute romance. She seems like really quirky and a little bit of a mess, and he's just like very stir and put together. And so yeah, I'm excited to get into this and kind of have that STEM piece in here because I love science. And so yeah, this is going to be beautiful. I just know it. And then the next prompt for this path is Haunted Mansion, and basically you're reading a book that's set in some kind of a spooky location. So for that, I'm going to do the Sundown Motel, which I also read that first chapter in that video, and this one sounds super fun. We're following two different perspectives. One is from like 30 years before, I think it was, and the aunt, she starts working at this motel, but every night she works like the night shift, something weird and creepy starts happening, and then all of a sudden she goes missing. And now her niece, 30 years later, wants to go back and figure out what happened to her aunt, so she comes back to the hotel and is trying to investigate where her aunt went. And so I'm really excited about this. It sounds like it has a really fun mystery element, as well as kind of this horror, creepy motel piece going on there. I've been really curious to read this for quite a while, so I'm dying to get into it. And then the other prompts that I wanted to add in here was the Poe prompt. So basically you have to get POE into the title and author of the book. And so for this one, I figured Pumpkinheads would be really good because I wanted to reread this graphic novel because it's just like quintessential fall goodness, and it has a P, an E, and an O all worked in there. And basically this is about two friends. They're seniors in high school, and every year they work at this pumpkin farm patch thing. It's more than just like a pumpkin patch. It has like a ton of other stuff going on, a corn maze and a pumpkin drop and face painting and fudge and just all kinds of stuff. So they decide it's Halloween night. It's their last night they're gonna be working there before they go off to college. So they want to hit all of the sites. So they're going around to all the different stops, and it's just full of fall goodness. So I figured a quick reread of this would be great for this time of year. And then the very last prompt that I was going to do, that's kind of in that bottom little spot, is movie night. And for this one, I wanted to go ahead and read Virgin River, the book, to see where the TV show kind of came from. I've watched the first couple seasons of Virgin River. I'm just now starting into the third season for this fall. And so I'm going to be watching that one and then also reading the book. I've heard they're kind of different, but semi-similar. So, but I want to see where the movie or the TV show kind of came from because I really enjoy it. I think it's a really good, like, cozy fall type show. Kind of gives me Gilmore Girl vibes. And so we're gonna see kind of where this one goes. But Virgin River, the TV show at least, is about like a nurse practitioner. She ends up moving to this small town and starts working for this doctor, but he doesn't really want her working there. And it's kind of her journey as she gets to know this small town and helps the clientele there. But also she meets Jack, who runs the local bar, but also it's like a place where the community kind of congregates and eats and stuff like that. And she starts getting kind of involved with him in the town and all of the people there and such. So we're going to see how the book goes. So I'm excited about that. So those are the 4 kind of plans for the Fraidy cat. And then there's more. I'm also in the middle of a couple other books still from the last vlog. If you watched that, you already know. But Ace of Spades, I'm like 2/3 into. And so far, I'm enjoying it. The first part was probably like a 3-star. The second part here, I've got like 10 pages left and it's probably more of a 4-star. Things are picking up a little bit. I just feel like right now it's a very long amount of buildup, and I'm really hoping that the ending just packs a punch and makes it all worth it. I'm enjoying the writing and getting to know these characters and their flaws and what's going on with them. I'm just like, I'm ready for the conclusion and pieces to come together. I have some thoughts and ideas on who it might be, but yeah, I'm excited to see how this ends. So we're probably gonna be finishing that one up soon. And I'm also rereading The House on the Cerulean Sea. I don't know where my cover went for right now, but I'm almost halfway into this. I'm probably just gonna read this occasionally in between when I want to smile in a heartwarming moment, but my priorities are the other books for the fraidycat readathon. But this is just like a really fun reread that's heartwarming and sweet, and it just makes me smile. So that's where we're at with that. So anyways, I will be back with updates when I have it. Today is a kind of lazy Saturday. Like, I don't really intend to really get out of my pajamas, but I'm gonna do some laundry and probably study for my test, and I need to do a little bit of editing on week 3's vlog so it can go up tomorrow morning. And that's kind of my plans. I think later tonight my daughter's going for a sleepover at her grandma's, so me and the hubs are gonna hang out and I think maybe watch like a scary movie and just have a nice evening to ourselves. So plans for the day, we'll see how it goes, hopefully good, but I just wanted to update you on where we're at and get this going, and I will talk to you guys soon. It's been an interesting morning so far, guys. It's Sunday, and you know, California decided to actually rain, which is great because we need rain because we're always in a drought and it's always dry. But we're not set up for the rain, so our garage is starting to flood a little bit, and it's only been raining for like 12 hours. And it's not even that hard of a rain. It's just like a normal rain. So I was out there scooping water, trying to move it down the driveway and into the gutter. So yeah, maybe I'll go take some video of that so you can see our lovely driveway. It's just complete water. This is our backyard with its rain going on. It's really, I mean, it's not even that windy. Mama. So anyways, just wanted to say that. I'll update on book stuff after I change. Some fresh clothes here. My hair is still a little damp, but that's okay. Probably gonna have to go out and be getting wet all over again. So I'm gonna try and hang out in my bedroom for a little while and do some studying for my test, because none of that happened yesterday like I wanted it to, which I mean is fine. It is what it is. Oh, hi buddy. But I just wanted to update you guys on my reading really fast because I do have some updates there. I did finish up Ace of Spades last night, and I really enjoyed this. The ending definitely, like, some of it I was like, and I had like some shocking moments where it's just like, oh, did that really just happen? Okay, all right. I definitely, when I was reading this, was getting like Gossip Girl kind of vibes from it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm right, because it's been a really long time since I've watched that show at all. But then I was listening and they went through like the author's note or something, and she said that she was watching Gossip Girl and really enjoying it, but wishing that there was more representation in there, and that was kind of going on in her life when she was writing this book. And I was just like, oh, okay, maybe there's little feels of that in here. But overall, I think I'm giving it a 4-star. I don't think it was like my favorite thing in the world, and that could just be because I just wasn't really into the kind of drama of it, and just kind of felt like the buildup took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. And then I still felt like at the end I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, like there was something more that was going to happen and then didn't. So, but that could just be on me, like I just was expecting more. But I will say that like I enjoyed the epilogue and how they kind of tied things together there and finished off the story really nicely, and yeah, I don't know. There was just, I did enjoy the story and I enjoyed the writing, and it was a really smooth, easy book to read and listen to. It just like, it took a while to get there, and then just felt like I wanted just a little more at the end. I don't know why, but it was still really good. And I really appreciated the talk of racism in here and social eugenics and just kind of the way that people think. That's just crazy. people are nuts, to say the least. So yeah, 4 stars for this one. And then I decided after that, because I finished that one, I don't know, it was like 10 or 10:30 or something, I decided to start the love hypothesis. And I was like, I'm just going to read like 50 pages or something just to get myself back into this story after having read the first chapter. And I just like got sucked in, and I read until like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to page 100. And I was like, oh, just maybe 150. I was like, man, I really need to go to bed. Like, what am I doing? So I'm on page like a little after 200 pages at this point. Stayed up way too late. If I was still like awake enough because I was so into the story that I probably could have stayed up later, but I like made myself go to bed because I was like, you need to sleep. And so otherwise I probably would have just stayed up all night reading this. It is super stinking adorable. The last time I stayed up this late reading a cute romance like this, it was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, and I adore that book, and I read it in one night. So yeah, I wish I could have sat this morning and just read this, but I have things that I have to do, unfortunately. So yeah, totally adoring this. It is giving me like all the like heart clenching, tummy tumbling, all of those like bodily feelings and reactions that you get when you're just like, oh my gosh, they're so cute, and oh my gosh, I just want them together, and just like, I'm just swooning. I'm swooning over this. I'm loving it. The two of them are so stinking cute. They're both a little like socially awkward and anxious, and she's just like super like kind of quirky, and she gets really nervous and starts rambling a ton, and then he's just like super like quiet and brooding, and really just helps bring her thoughts together a little bit and like slow her down. So it's really cute to kind of see their dynamic between the two, and she's starting to realize that she has real feelings for him, and because they have this fake dating arrangement right now going on that's kind of benefiting the both of them in some different ways. But there's also really fun like sciencey talk. Like they'll be talking about like meiosis and different I don't know, just scientific things. Like there's just a lot of that because they are scientists. And I'm like, oh, this is fun because I actually know what these are. And I just think it's kind of cute. And there's, more to this story as well because they each have some stuff that they're dealing with as well. Like, our main character, she thought that she may be asexual. It's definitely harder for her to feel like a little more of a sexual attraction to anyone. And she really has to get kind of a deep connection with them before any of that really happens for her. And he's definitely not super social, isn't very comfortable in those kinds of settings, and doesn't seem like he really dates too much. And then we know a little bit about some of her family stuff going on that she's struggling with, but I think there's more to his story that we haven't heard yet. So I always appreciate when there's a little more depth and a little more going on the side as well with the characters, that just makes them a little more multi-dimensional, but also the story isn't just their love story, but there's a little bit more going on in their lives that has some deeper meaning that feeds into the story as well. So I'm appreciating that. And yeah, why she's kind of doing the research she is doing. And yeah, I don't know. It's super lovely and wonderful. And I have every intention of trying to finish reading this today. I just have to squeeze it in somewhere. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to study for maybe 30 minutes, and then I'll give myself 15 minutes of reading and just kind of plop back and forth between the two. And we'll just try and see how much farther I can get. I just want to finish this so bad. So that's where we're at for reading and life. And I mean, I'm almost dry again, maybe. Okay, talk to you guys later. All right, so this is my driveway. So this edge of the garage. It's starting to sneak back in. And there's the driveway and the yard, and the rain is coming down even harder than it was, so that's fun. Rainy, rainy, rain. Hello, friends. So, yesterday was in a very similar spot doing lots of studying, but I did manage to also finish The Love Hypothesis. Oh my goodness, I adored this. It was so stinking cute. I did not want to like stop reading it ever. I kept having to like make myself, because I was like, I really gotta study. I can't just sit and read this and finish it, but I did. I finished it last night, and it was so cute. I adored it. I just thought it was really a really sweet romance between the two. I felt like it was well fleshed out. It was very slow burn, which just kept making me want to get there. I was like, come on, I just want this to happen. Let's go. And I really appreciated how the conflict ended up kind of being resolved and worked out between the two of them. There was definitely some miscommunication, kind of more hiding how they were feeling kind of stuff, but I thought it was cute and well done, and I just really liked it. So yeah, this was an easy 5 stars for me, for sure. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like my reading is going well so far this week. I'm hoping to keep that going, because I'm really excited to get into this next book too, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it, and that's The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So I've read a couple more chapters this morning. I'm on page 23, so I'm not very far into this yet, but kind of similar to yesterday, I'm mostly going to be sitting here studying for my test, and when my brain stops working when I'm reading through some of this stuff, I'll just, you know, take a break for a second, read a chapter, and then kind of get back into it. It's a good little, like, break for me to be able to have a lot of study time, but then take a minute to kind of get away from it. My brain can only take so much. So that's kind of the plans. This is basically, I think I might have explained it at the beginning, but we're about like 30 years ago, Viv went missing at this motel she was working at on the night shift, and there was also weird things happening at the motel, I believe, when she was there, and then now her niece wants to figure out what happened, and it's, you know, in the present day, and so she's going back to this motel in Fell, New York. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just the brightest reading week. I feel it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Well, guys, it has been a hot minute since I've chatted with you. It's like Wednesday evening, so yeah. It's just been kind of busy with studying for my test, being at clinicals all day yesterday. Today I took my test, got a B, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, today's just been like, let's go grocery shopping. Oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. And there's just been so much stuff going on. But I did take a minute after my test to just decompress, and I read Pumpkinheads and forgot so many things in here, and it's just so stinking cute. Like all of the fun fall things going on in here. The pumpkin farm and the corn maze, and all the treats in here, like caramel apples, and there's like an apple cider slushy, and these two friends just going and seeing all the sights, and it's super fall, and I just love it, and it just gets you kind of in the season. So yeah, really enjoyed my reread of this graphic novel. It's super cute and fun. And then I'm also working on Sundown Motel, and I'm about like halfway through, I would say. Let's see, we're on page 143. And I think there's just a little bit over 300, like 320, 330 pages, so almost halfway. And I'm really, really loving this. I'm loving the haunted, spooky motel vibes happening right now, and also the kind of mystery around not only like Viv and her disappearance, but like she also is kind of looking into some disappearances in this town. It just seems like women seem to get murdered or go missing a lot in Fell, New York, where this is, and it's just kind of odd, and Viv and Carly are kind of getting sucked into that. I actually really feel a lot of similar vibes to this as I do Home Before Dark, because they both follow like these two different timelines and these two different characters that are in the same place, just in a different time. And similar things are kind of happening that are kind of haunted-esque, and they're kind of reliving it, and they're both trying to figure out what happened years before, the present day timeline. So very similar vibes, but yeah, really just feeling like the motel haunted house vibes. Like I'm totally enjoying it. It's been really fun to read so far, so I'm hoping to finish this one soon. And then what else do I have? Oh, and then I started listening to Virgin River as well. I'm about like 20% into that audiobook, and it definitely gives me the same kind of vibes and feels as the show. I feel like Mel and Jack are very similar characters, and they're well portrayed between the book to the TV adaptation. But yeah, it just gives me like warm, cozy fall feels, and I'm enjoying it, and getting into the story. So Mel is kind of thinking that she's not sticking around because she showed up and the housing she's supposed to be in is like crumbling to the ground, and Jack's trying to fix it up because he really wants her to stay. And this baby ends up getting left on Doc's porch as she's trying to head back out of town, and that kind of pulls her in, and now she's getting to know some of the townspeople and kind of get involved and get a better feel of this little small town of Virgin River. And I'm definitely enjoying just listening to it. It's really light and easy and sweet. Definitely some differences between the book and the TV adaptation I can tell already, but they're not like huge differences, but definitely some different vibes with certain people, especially like Charmaine. I felt like was very different portrayed between the two, and also like the way she portrays Hope in the book, I don't see the Hope that is really in the TV, like sometimes with some of the attitude, but like the person that I imagine is nothing close to the TV. So sometimes that's hard because I'm like, I imagine this one person in my brain from the book, but then like I want to try and imagine this TV character, and I'm like, they're not meshing right, so it throws me off a little bit. So it's kind of interesting having watched the TV stuff before reading the book, because my mind wants to make up different stuff than what I saw on the TV, so that's kind of different. But I really enjoy the TV adaptation quite a bit, and so far the book's going well as well. So that is my updates for you guys for right now. I just wanted to say hey, and I'm hoping to finish this and Virgin River by the end of tomorrow. And then I've got the last weekend of Halloween, and we'll see what I can get read during that. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully. Good morning, guys. I'm a little tired this morning, still kind of waking up and drinking coffee, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I finished this last night and truly just loved and enjoyed it so much. It was so fun. I loved the haunted motel scene going on, as well as the mystery aspect and how they kind of came together. And I do think that if you like really big twisty endings, this has a little one, but it's not like crazy twisty. But I also kind of appreciated that I kind of could piece things together a little bit, and I knew where we were going, and it was fun, and I had so much fun with it. So yeah, I am thinking this one's 5 stars. I'm still thinking on it, but I'm pretty sure like this is 5 stars for me. I think I'm going to be thinking about it, and I really enjoyed it. And I do think that if you enjoyed Home Before Dark, this would be a similar vibe for you, and that you might like it. So you might check it out. But yeah, had a lot of fun finishing this one up last night, and today I'm going to try and finish Virgin River, and then we'll close everything out. So yeah, and Halloween's like almost here. Just awesome. Alright guys, I'm here to close out the vlog. Yesterday I was gonna try and update you, but it just was not the greatest day. I feel like time got away from me. It was just, I wasn't in the greatest mood. It just wasn't a day. So, but I finished Virgin River, and I think I'm giving it 3 stars. I feel like it started well and kind of was really enjoying and feeling the characters and the vibes, but then I just felt like too much happened without like enough intensity to it. There were so many things that like could have just kind of caused a little bit more drama behind it, I guess. I felt like the tempo was super flat, and every time a conflict would come up, it'd be like 2 seconds later, like, nope, it's all good. I understand. It's fine. And you just be like, really? I don't know. It just felt off. And like, I just wasn't feeling it. And I know in the TV show, I felt like it was a little more drawn out, given a little more time. And I think that really worked with some of the different conflicts. And it just, I don't know, it felt a little rushed and a little like, oh, we're brushing over this conflict. Oh, we're moving here. Oh, this is going on. And some of it just felt like it was happening a little bit too fast. And I enjoyed the TV show so much more that I think it kind of made it to where I didn't enjoy the book as much. Although I still really enjoy the characters and everything in the book, and I appreciate knowing where the TV show came from. So that was good. And I still think that this week may have been the best week that I've had for reading so far this month, because I read some awesome books. The Love Hypothesis, so stinking cute. I loved this so much, so much. Then we had The Sundown Motel, which I adored as well. This was super fun. So I had a really fun romance and a really fun kind of mystery horror. And then we had just cute little pumpkin heads over here giving me all the fall vibes. So that was super awesome. So, I mean, this right here is just amazingness for the week. And then I also read Virgin River and enjoyed just kind of being a part of the town a little bit. Just wasn't my absolute favorite from the month, but great reading month. I'm super excited. And I got some bingos, so I'll put my board up here, and it's filling up so well. So this next weekend, I've got a few days left, and I'm really hoping to finish up House in the Cerulean Sea, which I'm about halfway in. And then that'll get me like a couple more bingos. And so yeah, and I've got a couple other plans. Hopefully I can get some more bingos going for Trick or Treatathon. I think I'm doing pretty good. I wish I could black out the board, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not quite close enough for that. But I will talk to you guys very soon, I'm sure. Let me know down below how your reading month's been going. What's been your absolute favorite book that you've read so far? I would love to hear it. Talk to you later.